To be successful, you gotta befriend stepping into your fears.
The system will sell you something and tell you it's good for you, but it is bad for you.
Whatever people may say, how cool and tough they are, we all require love to thrive.
The thing that distinguishes the people from being as so-called successful or not being successful is really some people are just not letting themselves be controlled by the insecurities, They just do.
When we are being faced this shadow, we can't accept this as a part of us. We're like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me.
You're getting control of your insecurities by being just authentic.
How am I authentic?
Blessings, 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 everyone. This is a very, very, very special episode because you are tuning in live into the topic of tonight's episode. It's going to be a very special one. It's going to be a very infamous one, a marvelous one, because we're going to talk about something that affects everyone out there, like always. And the funny thing is, the minute before I started this episode, it was happening because I just ate...
What was happening, King Conscious?
I just ate a bunch of garlic. I just ate a bunch of garlic. And garlic smells. Garlic smells, it just have this own odor,
It's just intense.
Yeah.
We're not judging the smell, it's really just very intense.
Exactly. Some people, they don't like the smell of onion. Some people, they don't like the smell of garlic.
Sometimes I just don't sign up for it.
And the funny thing is, we only have one mic for now. We're gonna get a second one soon, but for now we only have one mic. So Lizzie's been telling me that she has to deal with this smell of the garlic now. And I'm thinking...
For the whole episode.
And I'm thinking... if I would have been another dude and I had this attachment to always smelling good and have this insecurity of people not like what I smell, I would have felt triggered,
Would you have not been a dude?
No, I mean, there are dudes who has it. There are dudes who have insecurities and there are dudes that don't have it.
I see what you mean, okay.
Yes, but I'm one of them who don't have this. And it's funny because we're going to talk about insecurities today. So we are literally just showing exactly what it means.
To be insecure about something.
To be insecure, but also to be detached from them, That's what I'm saying. Because...
To feel it and move on from it? The insecurity? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Because... we all feel insecurities. There's nothing bad or wrong with feeling insecurities. But the thing is, when they control you...
Yeah, there's literally no one out there who doesn't have insecurities. And that's such a comforting knowledge.
Exactly.
That is such a comfortable knowing to have. It literally puts me at peace. I'm at peace knowing... When I have an insecurity, it's okay because everyone has them. So, seems to be part of human life. Let me just go ahead and accept that fact.
That's so funny because it doesn't matter if you are Kanye West.
It doesn't matter who you are.
You can be Kanye West, you can be Steph Curry, you can be Beyonce, you can be Rihanna, you can be King Conscious Lizard Maniac, you can be just a regular dude who's working in the supermarket. It doesn't matter. We all feel insecurities. But the thing that distinguishes the people from being as so-called successful or not being successful is really that some people are just not letting themselves be controlled by the insecurities, They just do. They just do,
So, you can either be controlled by that insecurity or just detach from your insecurity and do what you feel called to do regardless if you're insecure or not. So the people who are successful in life, they have been rewarded for the act of moving past their insecurities and not believing those insecurities and doing stuff anyway, like no matter how scared they were. So it seems like to be successful, you gotta befriend the act of stepping into your fears. And that can get really tough when you grow up and live in a society that teaches you to like dodge all the fears. And you will easily find access to things that let you just hide your insecurities. For example, plastic surgery is really the physical manifestation of wanting to hide who you are because you're insecure.
Let's talk about the top 5 insecurities of this matrix, man. I want to talk about that. Let's just put some input in and maybe eventually we can decide which one is the highest.
And also the people in the comments, text us your insecurities because we want to know.
Yeah, like I can openly share about my own insecurities, but also my past insecurities that I already detached from, And I think one big thing for the manly side, I guess, is hair loss.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge insecurity of today's like manhood, I would say, or like what is deemed as masculine, manly manhood.
The funny thing is, to me, sometimes it's just very hard for people to distinguish if other people are being controlled by their insecurities, because for us it's easy to see. Mm-hmm. We can read energies like some people read books, but people don't have that depth within themselves, so they can't see that in other people. That's why it's so funny to me, because on the one side, an insecurity is not a bad thing, because if I look at my own life, for example, the insecurity of having hair loss, so-called, and not being seen and not being wonderful, beautiful, whatever, even though I know I am.
Yeah. Hair loss is really like when a society just puts up the idea that something needs to be changed, that is going to create a lot of insecurity within people. So when we, for example, create the idea within society, a big ass is wonderful, then the woman without curves will want to change something about them because they're insecure. And it's the same for men with hair loss. So because so many people will people will literally make fun of you because you're losing hair on your head, not understanding why that's happening to your body in the first place, like not being aware of this medical circumstance, actually.
That's a funny thing, because that's what I was trying to say. It's not a bad thing to want to fix that, to want to fix that insecurity, because we all want to fix insecurities. We all want to release of these fears so we can be comfortable again. But there's like this inorganic method to do it and this organic method to do it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true, because you can like fix the insecurity either from the inside by just accepting yourself how you are, or you can go ahead and do it externally. It's also an option.
But the funny thing is, that's what I was trying to say. The one is like really fixing it, and the other one is just covering it up. Mm-hmm. Eventually,
only one thing is actually fixing it.
Only one thing is real. The other one is fake, even though it seems real. The one is the truth. The one may seem real, but it's fake. And that's the thing, because my hair loss, for example, or due to my hair loss, I embarked on the quest like to find out why is this happening.
Yeah,
you know. And then I started to go deep within me and see that, okay, I can fast, I can heal myself, I can do this, I can do that. So I'm fixing my so-called insecurities, but just an organic method, instead of trying to like, go fly to Turkey and just put
yeah. See, like we been to the airport one time in Turkey, and we saw advertisements for like plastic surgery, because apparently plastic surgery is very high quality and less expensive than in Europe. So a lot of people literally just fly there to get surgery done. And to us, it was so absurd, because just the fact that this is so easily accessible these days, that it's like even advertised. Like the fact that the external way to fix it is just the way to go for most people, and how promoted that is in today's time and age, which really didn't used to be like that only 10 years ago. Like, it developed so quickly, and that's just crazy to see. And one thing that I also wanted to add, what I also wanted to say, why I say the medicinal approach. I said medical before, but I don't mean medical, like in a sense of medication. I say medicinal because a medicinal approach to me is seeing an insecurity and seeing an opportunity for you to heal something within yourself. So what is the medicine? What has been the medicine for you for the insecurity of your hair loss? Is not only accepting that this is just a part of you that is valid as everything else, but also approaching this part of you with curiosity and love. That was the medicine that made you go on a quest and find out, why do I even lose hair? Like, what's the physical meaning behind it? The physical condition on why people lose hair. And this is just a different way of working with insecurities, is like really looking at the medicinal approach.
That's so funny, because the system in which we live in is always creating fake problems and then bringing fake solutions, because they're always showing things from the other perspective. And in the world in which we live right now, you see so many people having hair loss, man. Like, it's so normal. It became normal, and nobody think about like, why is this happening? For example, I started to work at this hotel, as a barkeeper part-times. And I've been working there with a dude, and I saw him. He had like heavy hair loss. And I thought like, he's probably 30, 32, 33. Like, I thought he was a little bit older, because you usually don't get hair loss until like 25, 26. And he just told me he's 21. And I was like, what the fuck? He's like 21 and he ain't got no more hair. Like, that's crazy to me. That's really crazy to me that people, that this became normal, because it's not normal. Or rather, it's normal, but it's not natural,
It's just normalized.
Yeah, it's normalized. People say that, this is the rule, this is the norm. Like, it has to be like that. It's okay. And if you just follow along like a sheep, you'll be like, okay, it's normal. No, it's not normal, man.
Yeah, it's normal. I have to fix this. I have to fly to Turkey now and get a hair transplant. It just is what it is. And that's how people move.
And then eventually you're going to lose the hair. I know it.
Yeah.
Just wait 5 years, wait 10 years, the hair's gonna be gone anyway, so.
Yeah, just such a natural way to that is not medicine. To try to fix the problem externally is just the opposite of the medicinal approach that I just talked about. Because what people don't consciously seem to realize is that they're just creating more problems. Like, people will go as far as going under the knife and don't understand that you are literally causing more problems doing an operation to your body, when you could have just went inward and accept yourself like that. Crazy. Yeah.
Since
But you know, like we're not judging. We're really not judging. It may sound like we're judging because this will hit people who have done maybe surgery, and it will hurt their ego because they will have to defend themselves. It's okay if you need to defend yourself, do it. But like, if you don't resonate, then don't give a fuck and keep it moving.
the thing is, you can only judge if you look downwards, you know.
Yeah.
But if you look on the same eye level, you cannot judge. Like,
because I know we're still the same.
We see everyone because we also have those insecurities. That's why I can laugh, because I laugh at myself, you know. I laugh about myself often.
And I will laugh about you too. Like, I will laugh about you too.
Yeah. Only if I'm able to laugh about you, only if I'm able to laugh about myself, I can be, how do I say it, like privileged to laugh about others because I see them. But since we're talking about this inorganic method of working on your insecurities, and you talked about like hurting your own body by going under the knife and doing a surgery. When you once told, I thought Lizzie was the one who sent me a picture or something of someone like they are doing leg extensions, you know, like.
Yeah. So I have sent Kossi a TikTok that I saw recently where a man just documented his leg extension journey. And it was so interesting for me to just, first of all, see that on my algorithm, because I never asked for that shit. So I'm like, why is this being promoted in the first place? And why is it legal for anybody to do this type of surgery where you break bones and put metal into someone's legs to extend their literal body height?
That is just...
Why is that legal?
That's just absolutely crazy to me, because it's literally just an assault on humanity, you know, but people don't see it as that. People see it like, no, I'm just being free, I can do whatever I want and this and that. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if you believe in God, Allah, the Almighty, the universe, whatever you like to call it. The fact that you operate on a human body that is so specific, like the organism is so perfectly designed, everything is working the way it should be. If you change just a tiny bit of it, it's not going to be in harmony anymore. And I can only think about like people changing such big things within their bodies. Maybe in 10 years, they're going to have like major back hurt, you know, or even if you just change a little bit of your toe, like people changing their toes nowadays, people changing everything, you know, and that is this part of the freedom we are gaining, but also it kind of is.
It comes with it must come with consequences.
Exactly.
You cannot like
play God.
Yeah, you really cannot just break bones and shit, cut open your skin. They put literal plastic into their bodies. And, you know, we have seen factually many cases where doctors have done pretty illegal things, or like they really fucked people up, like with botched jobs they did. Like there is even a disease that occurs when you put like low quality breast implants. Like people literally... there have been cases where women have developed diseases because of these surgeries, which is so unfortunate, and also again comes down to the expecting of it just working out in your body as if you didn't do a major operation.
That just shows to me, because since we're talking about insecurities, I don't know if we have been talking about trauma too, but the thing is, if you are being traumatized, the usual coping of the body is like to go numb, you know, to go numb and to become disassociated with your body, to become really detached, but not in a positive way, you know, not in a self-controlling creator way. And people are so disconnected from themselves, they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize that all these so-called diseases are just reactions from the body, that you are in disharmony with yourself. You're in disharmony with the way you eat, the way you think, the way you move, the way you do whatever you do. And that's why people don't realize that these so-called diseases that you said, for example, they're coming because you're putting low-quality plastic inside of your body. So imagine if you're eating low-quality food all the time, your body is going to also develop some kind of diseases, but it's just a reaction from the body like, yo, I don't like this stuff. This is not a thing that should be here within me, you know?
Yes, and the body will always try to work in your highest favor. Even if you're eating trash, the body will still do its best to keep you alive, but it only goes this far, you know, like our physical abilities are extremely limited when you think about it in comparison to what we do to our bodies these days, compared to the things that we are being exposed to. That's wild. Like, our bodies really are a work of pure art. And it's like, even our body can be explained with mathematics. So it's like when you change a number within the equation, it's a completely different outcome. It's the same when you like enter your body through major surgery. So an insecurity can really just go as far as this. And I think a lot of people are not aware how far that actually is. I have seen TikToks where people do like a transition from before and after, where they didn't have boobs and then they had boobs. They were like looking down on their titties like, transition, they have boobs. And they're super happy. Wow. That should not be legal.
It's so funny to me, man, because even though we are all playing this game, there are just some people who think they're playing, but they're being played.
Oh,
and then there are people who know they're playing. You know, they're not being played.
They're not being controlled by their insecurities. Exactly that what we have talked about in the beginning. Full circle moments.
Everybody wants to play the game, but the majority of people is just being played and don't realize it. They don't realize it. That's just...
If you hear this and you feel a resonance right now, if you hear this and you are like, they're right about this, I'm being played and I'm playing myself, I just want to congratulate you, because that means you are able to create an awareness to change this. Because a lot of people will not even listen until now, because they are just so guilty of what we have just talked about, because they're so being played.
That's really the thing. The first step of everything is just awareness. And from awareness, the only way is up. Like, it takes time. It takes motivation, it takes blood, sweat, and tears. Like, it's not an easy process, you know. But if you realize it, if you have the awareness, then you can do anything and everything with it that you want. I thought about this. Like, some people say that, or some people ask, what is the meaning of life? What is the reason for us to be here? And I'm thinking like, yo, imagine this is a game, and the game is to come into control of your insecurities and then start to really play the game.
You're saying the whole reason for life, for this experience on Earth, is to get control of your insecurities, not be controlled by them.
Yeah, and you're getting control of your insecurities by being just authentic.
How am I authentic? Because what I have seen an interview of a German female rapper. I have seen an interview of Shireen David where she said she feels the most comfortable with her surgeries. So I think she assumes she feels the most authentic, or the most of her authentic self with surgeries. What do you tell these people? Because they think they're authentic, but they have all these surgeries. How does that add up? Is that possible?
To me, everything is gray, you know. Nothing is black and white. And that's what I was trying to say before. Just because you want to change your insecurities, no matter what it is, if it is, for example, to have a small butt, or to not have a beautiful skin, or to have hair loss, or to have a short height, whatever it is, there are ways to change that, you know? There are ways to do that in a way that doesn't deteriorate your physical being, your spiritual being, your mental being. Because if you're doing something because you think you love yourself and you want to improve a situation in your life, that's a beautiful thing to do. We all came here to become better at something that we do. But the thing is, the system will sell you something and tell you it's good for you, but it is bad for you. It's not healthy to put plastic inside of you. It's not healthy to extend your legs, because at some point, if it's not beneficial to your system, if you're not expanding in consciousness, if you're not growing physically, for example, you want a nice butt, just go into the gym and do some squats, and like, it's nothing bad about it. You can do squats to have a wonderful body.
Yeah, and it's
so
also,
you're doing something positive for yourself.
It's just improving your system. If you are doing things to improve your reality and to follow your life's purpose, which is really expand whatever you want to expand.
And when you compare these two methods, for example, the one is going to the gym, doing squats, doing physical activities to be healthy, to look healthy, to have a nice body, have a nice booty, whatever. That's a powerful, wonderful thing to do. But on the other side, the one is doing some surgeries, and these are not healthy. They are deteriorating your physical being by you developing some called diseases and stuff. And in 10 years, they're going to pop and they're going to look ugly. And it is what it is. They're going to look ugly. It's not going to look natural, But the other one who is doing sport and physical activities, they will be 60 and look like they're 30 because they're just living their best life.
Good for them. This is really how you make use out of your fears. Like, you literally utilize them into growth. It's like an insecurity is showing you where your fear lies. So when you are insecure to be unfit, like, you might be scared to be unfit one day, and that is what motivates you into being consistent on living a healthy lifestyle and going to the gym, instead of just fearing it and not doing anything. What is it gonna do, bestie? You really gotta look into your habits. Really. Yeah, like, your habits will really reveal to you where your insecurities lie. For example, you might be procrastinating because you are insecure about yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You don't think you're worthy. You are insecure as fuck. So if you want to work on that, you gotta find the root of the problem. You gotta find out, why are you even insecure in the first place? Like, who told you you're not worthy? Like, how did this limiting belief even come into your mind, into your brain? So that can really help you figure out a lot of things.
A wise man once said, ignorance is not bliss, ignorance is expensive pain. And that just shows one side of solving the so-called problems is based on ignorance, is based on just not knowing what is really happening, not knowing the truth. You know the reality because we all have realities. Everyone is experiencing a different reality, but there's always truth. And that's the other side, like the working on yourself, the going inward, the releasing emotions, the dissecting the traumas and stuff. It's based on truth. You're always going to find out what is truly happening, you know?
Yeah, that is so, so true. Because it doesn't even matter what happened to you physically. Like, it doesn't even matter that much who told you you're not worthy, or like what type of events happened that made you feel unworthy today, or like what events happened that created this limiting belief within your system. It's really about finding out what truly happened, because even though these things happened to you, what truly happened still those were events that were divinely orchestrated for you to learn something from them. Again, they created a fear within you, and within this fear lies the biggest opportunity to transform your life. That is truth. Like, truth is ever evolving. The truth of your soul is like your soul truly wants to expand. If you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. That's the thing that a lot of, also in the spiritual community, I think, and just a lot of people in general, they always want to fight fear with war, you know. They never see fear as something so-called good or something that can help you. They never see an insecurity as something that will motivate you.
They straight up deny it. A lot of people in the spiritual community just deny the darkness.
Deny is the exact word that I was looking for. They're just living in denial and just thinking that, it's all love and light and harmony and
and
and kiss kiss.
And we're supposed to only be in the light. Like, the dream life is to never feel fear again, to never have to face these fears that are so deep, lingering within us that we don't want to look at. Let's just be in complete delusion and go to the light so we will never look at them. Yo, your fears will come get you.
The thing is, I can only tell you, the light is here for us to see, you know, and not be blinded. Because if you're blinded by the light, it's the same as living in darkness. Because if you get too close to the light, you're gonna get blind, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Once you're having a wonderful and powerful distance from the light, so you can also see the darkness, you can see everything, that's where you're still being yourself. You see, you know the truth. But if you're too much in the darkness, you don't see anything. You're just wandering around. And it's the same as if you're being blinded by the light, then you also don't see anything. So you can see nothing from too much light or nothing from too much darkness.
That's why I really like the metaphor of like your fears, your darkness being your shadow. Because, like you said, when you're only in the light, you get blind and you don't even see your shadow, because imagine you're being illuminated from all around you. But when you're in balance, you're looking at the light, but it's also it's a balanced duality where you're still in the darkness. So the light is shining on you from one side and you're seeing on the other side your shadow. That is balance. You see the light and the shadow together. And like, it's so sad that we are really lacking courage to look at the shadow, because all of us know it exists. Even if it's not consciously, subconsciously, we feel something is deeply lingering within us that we don't want to look at. And that really creates like this deep disconnection to ourselves, because this is a very true and valid part of ourselves that we never look at. So it's kind of like our personality is splitting. And then when we are being faced this part of ourselves, this shadow, we can't accept this as a part of us. We're like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me. This is what happens to me a lot when I get into my shadow and like embody fully my shadow. I'm rejecting myself. I'm like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me. But I'm really just rejecting the reality that my shadow is a part of me. And it wants to be seen sometimes. It wants to be expressed just as my light and my joy, just as my joyous self, my illuminated light self.
That's just wonderful to see, because like this analogy or this metaphor about the light is just really how it is. If you're having the harmonial distance from light and darkness, you will use both, you know. You will use the light to see around you, and you will use your darkness to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
And to dream. You dream in the darkness too.
You rest in the darkness, you know, and then you get born out of the darkness again, because everything gets born out of the darkness. If you look at a child coming out of the womb, it's coming out of the darkness. You never see the kid before. And the same is with...
That's so wild. They like just in the dark for so long. That must be such an amazing place, the womb. Best time of my life.
Hey, I'm getting so much downloads, man. Like, the darkness is here for us to download, you know, to really...
To receive.
To
in
receive.
Darkness we receive.
Yes.
Like, just like dreaming.
In darkness you receive, in the light you execute, you know. And you have to be balanced. You have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like a dance.
Yeah. You could really like adapt this to another metaphor of the light being your executing masculine energy, your creative energy, like creational energy, and the darkness being your feminine aspect, and the darkness you receive. Like in dreams, you're not imagining, you're literally just receiving messages from your subconscious. So, like you said, from the dark, when you said that we're born out of darkness, that really means everything that is being created also needs to happen like on the other side in the darkness. They coexist and they work together. They want to work together for our highest favor.
I'll give you something, people, you know. Please don't judge me. There's no such thing as good or bad, you know. No matter how uncomfortable this truth might be, there's really no such thing as good or bad, because good or bad is really based on your perceptions, on your programming, like the way you think. Because people do things we see as bad, and they think that it's good to revenge yourself or whatever. So if we can see above this good and bad duality and see that, every reality has their own root. Where does these things come from? Why does he behave like that? Why does she behave like that? We can understand us in a more compassionate way, still having our boundaries, still knowing like who we are, where we are, what we have to do to protect ourselves, you know. But still, we will see things differently. We will see the world differently. We will understand the world in a more passionate and compassionate way, and see that, okay, he's having this insecurity, he's having this trauma, he's fighting this. Like, trauma is really such a thing in this world. It's so denied, man. It's so ignored. Rejected. It's so rejected. It's so suppressed. Like, people are smoking so many cigarettes every single day, and it's so normal, crazy.
I will make the statement: smoking cigarettes many times often stems from the root of trauma.
100%. 1000%.
Think of it. You're sucking that cigarette. Like, it seems like you want to be sucking your mommy's titty. You seem traumatized. Like, why do you gain comfort from sucking? on this little nipple thingy.
Because the funny thing is, yesterday I saw some people who were smoking, and I really thought about what is it with smoking, you know? What is it with smoking? Like,
Is it with the smoke?
not the smoke one. This is the holy smoke. This is the Palo Santo. Like,
Smoke
for real.
is mesmerizing.
When you drink alcohol, man, you feel funny, you know? You feel funny, you feel something. You're like, yo, I'm having fun. Everything is so...
At least some of you guys getting something out of it.
Yeah, and also with the weed, you know, you feel high. I like smoking weed sometimes with consciousness. For example, now you just smoke it and you just be, you know, you literally higher in your consciousness, you're literally higher in your being. But it can also use it as a coping for insecurities. That's the thing. And with cigarettes, I was like, what does this cigarette give you? You know, there's this addiction to this hormone, nicotine and stuff, or I don't know if it's a hormone, and when you realize like this connection between the nipple and the cigarette, you see that, yo, it's just another form to get some love, you know? Everything is rooted in getting love. Everything, you cope always to try to escape.
In order to find love.
To feel love and to escape from pain, you know? Because you want to live. Of course you want to live. Nobody wants to experience pain. But often you just close your borders to receive any love. You think you're getting love, but you're just closing the doors.
Them downloads are streaming for you, King Conscious. Because really no lie has been told. It's really that deep. This is the root of all. It's our human need for love. No, whatever people may say, how cool and tough they are, we are all the same in this aspect. We all require love to thrive. We all can survive without love. We can survive without love, but we cannot thrive without love. And we are striving to get out of survival and thrive. We all know it's possible. We see it in the people around us who are thriving. And sometimes people even don't. But yeah, smoking is just a way people have found to give themselves a slight, tiny crumb of love.
Yes.
Resonance, love resonance.
I once read, trauma is the place where you're not seen and you're not heard. And it's just this neglection of someone who should be there for you, know. It's just, in the end, I think it comes to neglecting this feeling of home within yourself, this feeling of home. And the first home is our mom, you know. We are born, and a lot of traumas are coming from the time where we may have been neglected by our own mother. And it can be the mother, your physical mother, or also Mother Nature, you know. A lot of people are very disconnected from Mother Nature. That's why they're still traumatized, because if you go into nature, man, this purity is going to cleanse everything away. This purity is going to cleanse any negative emotions, any density, any darkness within you, and give you a better sight of the world. But a lot of people are 24/7 in this matrix, in this system. They never go into the woods. They never go to the ocean. They never go to whatever nature activity you want to do. And yeah, this just shows me like this missing of love is really like this missing connection. It's missing connection to your home, to your first home, or to your home in general, like your real home. To feel safe, to lay in someone's arms, to suck on a titty, you know, like to be a baby and just be took care of.
The feeling of home that you're talking about, I would refer that to a feeling of wholeness. I feel home when I feel whole. And I feel only whole when I am safe enough to feel like that. So You might have felt home within your mother's arms because you knew you could be whole in her arms, because her love will accept you either way. This is really the love you should be giving yourself. And this wholeness, meaning showing fully up in your wholeness and being accepted with it, within it, that will make you feel home. That makes you feel home.
You know, to slowly come to an end. You know what the word health literally means?
The word health, what does it mean?
The word health literally means to come back to wholeness.
Wow.
And that's just the thing. When you're healing, you're coming back to wholeness.
That's powerful.
That's the real definition behind the word, or the origin of the word health.
Wow, you just came to an end so perfectly. This was another full circle moment. I'm so grateful for the alignment and the flow of this conversation. And I want to give thanks to you guys for tuning in and being so interested and invested about these high quality conversations that we're having. And I really hope you guys can take something out of it. If so, let us know. And I wish you great success on your journey to self-love, self-acceptance, authenticity, and wholeness, aka homeness.
I wish you the same, guys. Hee hee.
Lots of love. Thank you for your time, King Conscious.
Thank you too, Queen Lizomaniac, in the building. Bless to everyone, man.
Our third episode.
Hey, this is the Beningin. It's the Beningin.
Peace out.
Shout to forbidden knowledge.
And Elizabeth.
Exactly.
You cannot like...
play God.
Yeah, you really cannot just break bones and shit, cut open your skin, put plastic. Sorry.
Ich weiß, wenn man, wie absurd sich das anhört, ne?
No, I'm like, du hast gerade aufgestoßen. Und ich weiß nicht kurz. Digga. Ich hab richtig versucht, das reinzuhalten. Ich konnte nicht mehr. Digga. Boah.
Oh, Junge. Ich auch noch so, ja, ich weiß, wie absurd das ist, ne? Ich leg die Lasse was ganz anderes. Oh.
Yeah, I was battling. I know you didn't see it, but like...
Oh, ich glaube, ich hab die Aufnahme.
Das war gerade echt zu lachig. Ja. Meine Augen tränen wegen diesem Gestank. Kennst du diese Folge von SpongeBob?
Mit dem Eis?
Mit dem stinkenden Eis.
Ja.
Wo so die Augen anfangen zu tränen. Das war gerade ich, aber so, I'm like keeping it cool, but like watering.